one of the memories I have of Temple and the journalism program was that it was almost, I don't know if it was said to me directly or if it was just implied, that journalism was almost like a trade as opposed to a profession. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. What I mean by that is that you learned basics in journalism just like you would if you were learning to be an electrician or a carpenter. You learned basics. You learned how to collect information. You learned how to ask questions. You learned how to put your thoughts together, how to write stories. And at that time, most bigger newspapers were unionized, so it was just like, you know, doctors weren't unionized, lawyers weren't unionized, but electricians and carpenters were unionized. Well, newspaper people were unionized. And I think that the idea was that you didn't want to get too big of a head. You didn't want to become impressed with yourself when you were in journalism. You weren't what it was about. You were reporting on events and on people, and that's what it was about. It was not about you. I think when I was at Temple was that the School of Communication and Theater, or SCAT it was called then. You could be a journalism major, as I said, a radio, television, film major, or a theater major. Now when I would talk to other journalism majors, we would say to ourselves, we're just the basic worker bees. We're the down-to-earth people who report. The radio, television, film people, they're the personalities. They're the outgoing people. You could spot them on a campus. And the theater people, they were from another planet. I don't know how else to explain it. They were from another planet. I mean, they were nice people, and you had friends who were theater majors, but their thoughts were somewhere else. And I guess you have to be to go into that profession. But yeah, at Temple you were a journalism major, you were a worker bee, and you were learning a trade. And I think Temple does a great job, at least it did at that time, of preparing people for a career in journalism.